Hi, welcome back to Susan's Kitchen Corner, and on this episode we're going to just do soup. I figured that I should do a standalone soup episode and use the big pot, and so you guys get a better understanding instead of having it with quesadillas, because I was thinking about that. That might be just a little bit confusing. So this is the soup edition, and we're going to use a whole fryer for this one, and the neck, and not the giblets, though. I don't like the giblets, but if you like the giblets, put them in. Some people like to put cheese in their soup, and not like mozzarella or Americanized cheese. We're talking about French cheeses that are really hard, like Parmesan. You just throw a piece of Parmesan in. I'd research that before you do it, because I've never tried it and I don't want to recommend something that's gonna go wrong. So we're gonna start off with the onion, rosemary, and sage, a whole bunch of spices which I'll list out, and if you don't like any of those spices you can leave them out. If you like some, you can put some in. The more spicier this gets, not spicy and hot, but with flavor. You develop the flavor by putting a lot of spices in it. 3 carrots, a whole celery, and a drink. A whole tray of nuts. No, just kidding. Saying you're paying attention. Okay. Get the handy dandy knife. And again, the onion, chop it just coarse. There's no, this is all going to be, the only thing I'm going to say out of here is the carrots, some of the celery, and the garlic. Got a bad spot in there a little bit, but get that out. And I just realized your onion. So if you didn't see it the first time, front, back, chunk, and then peel the whole side off. Peel the whole thing off. Just de-sleeve it. And then this is going to be cut in half, and just really just chunkify it. There's no, that's it. Toss it in there. Now with the other video, I had to squish things down because it was a smaller pot. But with a big pot, you can, the whole chicken can go in there, the whole flat of wings, drumsticks, thighs, boneless, you name it. If it's a chicken, it fits in there, you can make soup. Toss in your sage and rosemary. Get your carrots. Take the tops and bottoms off. And oh, look at this. I don't have my gray little. Don't have it out here. Where'd it go? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh. Colander will work just fine. Ooh, that was some onions. I'm starting to cry. Okay. Chop them like that. Stick it in. Now, there goes your chicken. Stick it in. Hands. Take your celery. Cut the tops off. Now see, I didn't cut all the tops. There's still some leafy greens on there. And if you have any, like let's say you have like two batches of celery bought, and one's just a little bit droopy, I mean like just a little bit droopy, you can still put that in. It's still fine, because if you put the droopy celery in water, it absorbs the water and it'll get hard again. Let's make sure this is all cleaned it off, but make sure there's no, a little bit. some escape me. Okay, and this is again just chop, 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 chop. No. No rhyme or reason to have to be perfect on this because it's all going to go in the pot. And another thing about having a stock pot like this. Oh my god! Gee whiz! This is some really hard. Either I've lost my strength or celery, as we know it, is getting really tough. Because usually my knife just goes right through it. There we go. Stock pots are one of these things where, let's put this over here. It's a money saver. You want to save money by making soups? You definitely will make money. Yes, you'll put all the ingredients into the pot, and then when you're done cooking, there'll be $10,000 when you lift the lid. I don't think so, but you do save lots of money because soups, you can throw a lot. The cheap celery's cheap, carrots are cheap. Depending what kind of onions you get, they're cheap. In here. Okay. 1 whole garlic. You're going to cut the top off. So it looks like this. And then peel as much of the paper, the skin of the garlic as possible. And if a little skin just comes off, no big deal. Chuck it in there. This should be called chuck soup because everything you do is just chuck it in. Okay. Now, oh yeah, I forgot the neck. Here's the neck. Put that away. Okay. We're going to get 2 to 3 bay leaves. Now, this, yes, let's put 3 bay leaves in. This is a big soup pot. So, it's not the little one, so what we're going to do is we're going to put a little bit more ingredients. Instead of a half tablespoon, we're going to put a whole tablespoon of each. So, if I can get a whole tablespoon out of this, I think this is a whole tablespoon right here. So, tablespoon of cinnamon. There goes my cinnamon, but I have extra one. Tablespoon of pepper. Tablespoon of oregano. I love spices in my soup. It's one of those things you can't. It's just if you're gonna use like let's look at what we're scooping here. Chili powder. No, we don't want a whole teaspoon. I mean, see, I'm going back to table. I don't know why I revert to tablespoons. Half a teaspoon of chili powder. No, that's strong. Ground cumin. Make sure you're looking at what you scoop. Oh, brand new ground cumin. Then take this off. Oh. Use teeth to rip paper off. Okay, there we go. Scoop up cumin. 1 tablespoon. And again, the tablespoons, just keep them. They're okay. It's okay because this is going to be a lot of water in here. Okay, that's already been used. That's already been used. Doubles. Ground coriander seed, 1 tablespoon. And let's see, celery seed. And let's see what else we can add. Now, if you don't have the stuff that I have, you can always, I think I have one more thing in here that's really good. These are dried chili peppers. Well, not chili peppers, but they're called I can't pronounce them. And, well, I'll let you look at them. You get them in the Mexican section. They're called, I removed the name and I can't remember what they're called. But they're dried chilies. Any type of dried chili is good, but make sure you research your chili pepper before you put it in, because some of them are really hot. And I don't want you guys to burn your mouth and go, hey, well, we cooked our soup and all we can taste is flames. Okay, we got all our good stuff in the pot. Now we're going to put our water in. And what you're going to want to do, you're going to want to cover the chicken. And when it's covered, then you're going to want to turn it on high, put a lid on it, bring it to a boil, watch it, and after it comes to a boil, do not skim it. They always tell you to skim it. I say do not skim it, because when you skim it, you lose 2 to 3 cups of broth. And when you skim it, usually you throw that away. Well, get a container. I have it in here, like this. Scoop it into here, or scoop it into a cereal bowl or a glass dish, because this is plastic and it is hot. And then pour it into here, and then put it in the freezer, because you're going to realize after you scoop it at the very end when it's all done cooking. And you don't have to be careful, you know, you don't have to take a spoon and be careful to get the grease off. You just scoop until you see little tiny specks of fat. Put that in the freezer, freeze it, and then after you'll see the fat. And sometimes what you do after that, you take it out, let it sit on the counter for a while. The fat will thaw. Scrape it off. The broth will still be hard. Scrape all the fat off, put it in the trash, put the broth back into the soup. So that's my recommend, because when you skim anything, it's like I did that in the beginning. I'm like, I'm wasting soup. I mean, that's like 2 cups is gravy, 2 cups is a bowl of soup. So we're gonna boil this. When it comes to a boil, put it on simmer. Set the timer for an hour. I can't do that though, because I have to come back in the next video, but if I could, I'd do a ping and then stand here and go, it's done. So simmer it for an hour. I'll return in the video with more tips, and I'll see you in a few.